Yo, what is up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to the channel, and listen, you better sit down for this one because things are getting absolutely insane in the world of Dallas Cowboys football. The rumor mill is on fire right now, social media is exploding, and the name that's got everyone talking is none other than A.J. Brown. Yeah, you heard that right, A.J. Brown, the superstar wide receiver, possibly heading to Dallas, and not just for a little payday. We're talking a potential blockbuster in the range of $100 million. This is the kind of headline that shakes the entire NFL landscape, and honestly, Cowboys fans everywhere are losing their minds over the possibility. I mean, just imagine A.J. Brown lining up in that star-studded blue and silver, catching bombs from Dak Prescott, lighting up at NT Stadium every Sunday. It sounds almost unreal, but the buzz is growing by the minute. Now, before we dive in, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn those notifications on, because if this story keeps developing the way it has, you are not going to want to miss a single update. So here's the deal: over the last 24 hours, multiple insiders, fan accounts, and even some reporters close to the Cowboys organization have started hinting that Jerry Jones might be cooking up something absolutely massive behind the scenes. You know how Jerry is. The man lives for the spotlight, loves a blockbuster move, and he's never afraid to throw around big money if he thinks it'll bring that elusive Super Bowl back to Dallas. Remember, this is the same owner who said he'd do anything to get another ring before he's done. And when you look at the Cowboys offense right now, yeah, CeeDee Lamb is that dude, the certified W-Ron, the alpha, but outside of him, they've been searching for that true partner, that big-bodied, physical, game-breaking receiver who can make defenses pay for doubling Lamb. Michael Gallup hasn't really been the same since his injury. Brandon Cooks has flashed but isn't a long-term answer, and the Cowboys' draft picks haven't exactly developed into stars yet. So if Jerry Jones and the front office really want to go all in, adding A.J. Brown would be the kind of go big or go home move that screams win now. Now, let's talk about A.J. Brown himself for a second. The man is a monster, 6 feet tall, 225 pounds of pure muscle, elite hands, ridiculous after-catch ability, and one of the most physical receivers in football. When he's on the field, defenders literally bounce off him. He's been a top 5 receiver since joining the Eagles, putting up crazy numbers and helping them reach the Super Bowl. But here's where things start to get interesting. There have been whispers for a while about tension in Philly, frustration about targets, some behind-the-scenes drama between A.J. and the coaching staff, even some subtle comments on social media that fans have dissected 1,000 different ways. Every time something like that happens, Cowboys fans start dreaming. What if Jerry swooped in and made a move? What if he pulled off the kind of shocking trade that would make the entire NFC shake? Because let's be real, Jerry loves to make headlines, and what bigger headline could there possibly be than stealing a superstar from a division rival? Picture this: Jerry Jones steps up to the podium, that trademark grin on his face, and says something like, "We just made the Dallas Cowboys a whole lot better today." The crowd goes wild, Twitter melts down, ESPN goes into emergency mode, and Cowboys Nation collectively loses its mind. A.J. Brown wearing number 11 or maybe number 1 in that crisp Dallas jersey, walking into the locker room, dapping up CeeDee Lamb, and saying, "Let's go win a Super Bowl." You can almost hear the sound of the cameras flashing. You can feel the energy shift. Because that's what a player like A.J. Brown brings: not just talent, not just production, but swagger, confidence, that dog mentality. And when you pair that with Dak Prescott's accuracy and leadership, Tony Pollard's speed in the backfield, and a defense that's already one of the best in football, you suddenly have a team that could legitimately take down anyone in the league. Now, of course, we gotta talk numbers, because a move like this doesn't come cheap. We're talking about a contract rumored to be around $100 million, maybe even more depending on guarantees and bonuses. That's elite-tier receiver money. But let's be honest, A.J. Brown has earned it. The question is, can the Cowboys actually afford it? Well, with some smart cap management maybe restructuring Dak's deal, moving on from a few veterans, shifting some guarantees, it's not impossible. Jerry Jones has pulled off cap magic before. He's got one of the best front offices in the business when it comes to making the numbers work. And let's not forget, the Cowboys are one of the richest, most valuable sports franchises on the planet. Money has never been the issue in Dallas. The issue has always been guts. Are they willing to go all in? Are they willing to push the chips to the center of the table and say, we're chasing that ring right now? Because if they are, A.J. Brown is exactly the kind of player who makes that statement loud and clear. But let's step back and think about how the league would react to this. Imagine being an NFC defensive coordinator and seeing a game plan that says, cover CeeDee Lamb, contain A.J. Brown, spy on Tony Pollard, and don't forget about Jake Ferguson working the middle. Good luck with that. You can't double everybody, and that's the nightmare scenario for defenses. The Cowboys have already been moving toward a more explosive, dynamic offense, and adding A.J. Brown would take it to a whole new level. Think about Dak Prescott finally having 2 top 5 receivers, no more forcing the ball into double coverage, no more relying on short check downs. You open up the deep game, the play action, the RPOs, everything. And that's not just good for the highlight reels, that's good for winning games in December and January when the lights are brightest. And if you're A.J. Brown, you've got to think about the appeal too. Dallas is one of the biggest stages in all of sports. The Cowboys are America's team for a reason: the fan base, the exposure, the marketing power. Playing for Jerry Jones means you're part of an empire, not just a team. Every touchdown, every sideline celebration, every big play becomes a national story. If A.J. really wants to build his legacy and step into that superstar spotlight, there's no better place than at NT Stadium. Plus, let's be honest, who wouldn't want to play in a dome with perfect weather, turf built for speed, and 90,000 fans screaming your name? Of course, not everyone's buying it just yet. Some people are saying, no way Philly would let him go, or this is just off-season talk, nothing more. And yeah, maybe they're right, maybe this is just smoke. But if we've learned anything about the NFL, it's that nothing is impossible. We've seen star players traded for draft picks out of nowhere. We've seen front offices flip rosters overnight. Just a few years ago, no one thought we'd see DeAndre Hopkins get traded, or Tyreek Hill, or even Stephon Diggs. Yet here we are, in a league where loyalty lasts only as long as the next paycheck and championship window. So if A.J. Brown and the Eagles really are having friction, if there's even a hint of a rift, you better believe Jerry Jones is watching closely, waiting for his chance to pounce. And that's what makes this story so much fun: the anticipation, the speculation, the possibility. Even if it's just talk right now, it reminds us why we love this sport, why we love this team, and why every offseason feels like a new chapter of drama and dreams. Because deep down, every Cowboys fan has that same hope that this is the year, that this is the move, that this is finally the time when the stars align and the Lombardi Trophy comes home to Dallas. So until we get that official word, keep your eyes peeled, keep the notifications on, and keep believing, because with Jerry Jones, you never know what's coming next. He loves to shock the world, and if this A.J. Brown deal ever becomes reality, it would be one of the biggest stories in NFL history. Cowboys Nation, buckle up, because this offseason just got wild.